Real quick, guys, I just want to show you a simple use case for this aggregate node inside of n8n. For the example, I'm going to be showing it inside of my RAG data pipeline. So what's going to happen is I'm going to drop a file into my Google Drive folder. It's then going to go through downloading the file, generating a hash for the file, seeing if that file already exists in my knowledge base, chunking it, giving each chunk a description, and then ultimately embedding it into our vector database. But the last step here is after we have embedded all of our chunks, we then just want to move that file into our processed folder. But let me show you what happens if we don't have this aggregate node set up. So I just went ahead and deactivated it real quick. So I went ahead and just added a mock knowledge base for a recruiting agency here. And I'm going to go ahead and click this execute workflow on this new files created trigger. All right, so I went ahead and finished up, but that's not what I'm trying to show you. But if you see here, 4 items were output from our loop node because we only had 4 chunks. But when 4 items got fed into this move file node, you can see it tried to execute, or it tried to move the file 4 different times. Now, what happens if we're working with like 100 chunks or 200 chunks, large size documents, and it tries to execute this node 2, 3, 400 times at once? That could be a problem. So when we activate this aggregate node, what it does is it combines all 4 of these items into one, but it outputs that one item and then allows this node to only run one time. Let me show you another use case. I'm going to go ahead and click execute workflow again. And I'm going to go ahead and make a change to the file. That way the hash is different, and it's going to go down this file ID already exists. And it's going to delete and then update with our new file. But let me explain what would happen if we didn't have this aggregate node. All right, so you can see that it went down the path where we need to update that file in our database because we made some changes to it. Now, what's going on here is we're deleting all the records associated with the old file. In this case, it was 4 different chunks that we had to remove. And then what we do is then we add to another table in our vector database called record manager where we just store the file ID of the file. Now, if we didn't have this aggregate node, it would add 4 of the same record IDs to our record manager. So simply just by adding this aggregate and combining all 4 of these items, it allows it to output one item. So our update record manager only executes once because that's exactly what we want to do. Some other use cases for this node. Imagine if you were trying to input something into an LLM, something that actually costs money, token costs, and you didn't know about this node and you were outputting, let's say, 10 items from a code node, and every single time, even though you wanted the LLM to run for one item, it ran 10 different times. That adds up fast. And when you get into production and things start to get larger, you could trigger that node maybe 100 times. So this aggregate node in n8n is a very, very useful tool inside of production ready workflows. If you want to learn more about this stuff, I just launched my free school community called the AI Growth Lab. Hope to see you in there.